Alright, welcome back. Hope you're having a good day. This is my Ficus Concinna. It's been about 2.5 months since I wired it and pruned it. Obviously it's grown right on back. Some of these leaves are kind of old and ratty, and I had a little cutting that I just pruned because it was a little tiny cutting, probably no bigger than my finger, and it was getting like, I don't know, 3 feet tall. I pruned it. And Concinna has a way of kind of fooling me sometimes where I think like, oh my gosh, this thing's not going to grow back. And then, you know, now I can see that thing's like really healthy. Still super humid, still super hot. So I'd like to go ahead and just prune it one last time before wintertime gets here. I'm going to leave the wire on while I prune it, and then just kind of make up my mind on whether I'm going to take the wire off and rewire it, leave it on for a little while longer while it recovers. But I really won't know until I get in here and see. So I'm just going to get to work. Alright, and once I got in there, I could see that the wire really wasn't biting all that good. So I'm going to leave it on for a little bit longer. The leaves were definitely getting old and ratty, and so I tried to get in here and get all the growing tips I could see. And then when it starts to recover, what I'll do is I'm actually going to save this video and just add it on at the end, because this one I really didn't do all that much. But when this thing leaps back out, then I'll go in and kind of carefully take out all the old ones that I left this time, and it should have nothing but the new kind of yellow reddish ones or whatever. Should look really nice. And then I'll probably consider taking the wire off. Most of the wire's doing, you know, what I wanted to do. Got plenty of movement in here, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned for the next one. Alright, and we hopped in the time machine. We're now ahead 3 weeks, And had this been a microcarpa, when I did that initial pruning 3 weeks ago, I would have defoliated it too. Still just kind of learning this species. And since I did the prune, it has started getting lots of new leaves. You can see the nice red color, kind of yellowish on some of the newer ones. And so what I want to do is just kind of go ahead on in here and help it off with the older ones, or actually all of the older leaves. And then in a few weeks. Alright, and now here we are, September 25th. And I think that this is about where the tree looks the best. Just as some of the first leaves that come out are kind of turning green. And you kind of got a few, I don't really know if it's close up enough there for you guys to really see, but got a few reddish leaves left, a few yellowish leaves left. And then here in another week or so, it'll all just be that really dense leathery green that it gets after a little while. But I think like this is just such a very nice tree, like right now when it's got these young leaves on there and everything. I did start, I believe it was August 21st, I started the pruning there. So it's all in the same video here and everything. And it's been almost 4 months this wire's on there. And I think my intentions for the day are, well, I'm going to unwire it. I'm going to prune. There's a couple of branches that are just coming out in some really bad spots. I'll probably wait till I get the wire off to do that. I might hit the apex just a little bit. It's got some really big leaves coming up here. A little bit taller. Well, not taller, but just it's a little bit busier up here than I really want it to be. I'd kind of like it to maybe get a little bit wider before I kind of allow that to get all that much taller. And I might start actually keeping it around this height and just letting that be the crown around in there. So I probably will kind of go ahead and prune that just a bit too. But anyway, I think I intend to just maybe let it be a tree over the winter. Instead of, you know, with the wire, rewire and unwire and everything. I've got this long branch here that I didn't put any wire on. Of course, I think about maybe just putting some just on that one, and then I can just keep an eye on just that branch, because I noticed some of these, there's so many different sizes of branches in here. Some of them, you know, you can really see where it's kind of cutting in a bit, and some it's just kind of looks like it's still just loosely wrapped on there. But then like right around the other corner, it really is biting in. Kind of a strange, I don't know, I think it does have some strange growth patterns to it again. But here is a, where did that thing go? Here we go. Saw that the other day. Just a little tiny You guys probably can't even see that, I don't even know, but a little tiny fruit on there, a little fig. I noticed actually, I think it was about 10 days ago when I went in and took all the old leaves off, this one had already came out. I noticed like right after I did that, some of those leaves got kind of burnt. That was just a couple that were out already when I did that, the last part of the video. This is going to be the third part of this video. This should be the end. Or this will definitely be the end. Alright, so wire's off. And I think other than a light pruning, I think I will just kind of let it be a tree here for a bit. And in probably late January, early February, I'll go in and just really aggressively prune it. Right now, I think I'm just going to kind of get, see, it's just got some couple spots with some awkward growth and some branches coming out of other branches, sockets and stuff. This I'm going to leave alone. Hopefully it kind of thickens up and gets a little bit longer over the summer, or I mean, I'm sorry, over the winter, pardon me. And then, you know, if you don't cut these, they stay actually really flexible. I should be able to maybe get some movement in there in the spring when I do all that. That's kind of part of my idea of just kind of leaving it alone for now, other than a little pruning. These upper branches here, show you what I mean. This is the apex. Every time I prune it heavily, it's the first part to really recover and start to grow, and you can see just how it already has the larger, greener leaves. Still has the new growth coming out. New growth is really red. Actually, sometimes you can see a little pink in there. Not really on this one. I think there's 2 branches up there I like to take off like that. And actually, this one too. And maybe even part of that one. Yeah, I think that's better. It's taken shape pretty nicely compared to how it was when I first got it and everything. Definitely looks a lot better than that. And that went on. And earlier, I may have, when I found another fruit. It's a little bit bigger. When I pulled the fruit off, I may have called it a fig. When they're not fertilized, it's actually just I believe you pronounce it cinchona. It's not really a fig unless it's fertilized. And just as I was finishing up there, I kind of realized that that branch needed to go too.